it's important to spread awareness about that so people will hopefully stop hunting them for something that we grow naturally on our bodies ourselves. And then these red antelopes here are the bongos. Bongos are known as the ghosts of the forest. They are very good at hiding, very rarely seen. So it's pretty cool that we get to see a whole bunch of them here like this. Both the male and the female bongos have the horns on top. Those are the greater kudus. The greater kudus are the taller species of antelope here in the forest. They stand about 55 inches tall, and we can identify that those ones are all females because they don't have horns on top of their heads. The male greater kudus do grow really large horns, while the females do not. Now, as we exit the forest, together like that is called a bloat. Each hippo weighs about 5,500 pounds. And they're pretty impressive. They'll hold their breath for up to 8 minutes, which allows them to sink to the bottom of the river. And then they can run along it, and they do this instead of swimming, and it's a lot easier for them. Hippos do spend most of their day in the water to keep cool, and then at night they'll come out once it's cooled down, and that's when they do all of their eating, and they'll graze along the river, all the grass and the leaves, and they can eat hundreds of pounds every day. And then the grayish-white birds that are on the island there, those are the pink-backed pelicans. They get their name because during mating season they do turn a pinkish color. We have on some Nile crocodiles on the left there. Nile crocodiles are ectothermic, which means they cannot create their own heat. So to warm themselves up, they'll lay out in the sun like we see a bunch of them doing there. And then to cool down, they can either go into the water, or sometimes we see them with their mouths really wide open, and it looks pretty intimidating, like they're ready for a snack. But it's actually just their way to cool themselves down. They do release their heat through their mouths. And it does kind of look like it's upside down, like a large trunk that it has. And then animals on the savannah can find these trees if they get thirsty and need an extra source of water. They can put... The hyenas are a female-dominated society. So in a group of them, the lowest ranking female hyena is still ranked higher than the highest ranking male, which is definitely a different way of living than most animals. Here's a good look there. The hyenas are one of the only animals born with their eyes wide open and a full set of teeth. And most people do think that wildebeest also, like those termite mounds, they will sharpen their horns on them because their horns are kind of like giraffes. Together is called a tower, which definitely makes sense because they tower over the other animals on the savannah at about 20 feet tall when they're fully grown. We can recognize them as the Maasai giraffes as well because they have a jagged irregular pattern on their coat, whereas the other giraffes is kind of more smooth looking. And these giraffes are born already 6 feet tall. And the mother giraffe will give birth to them standing up. Elephants don't like the sound of bees, and they'll actually run away if they hear them. So what they did was they put fences around all of the crops that had beehives all throughout them. And this was very successful in keeping the elephants away from the crops, which kept them safe from being hunted. The African elephants are a matriarchal society. And then the female elephants, they'll all hang out together with friends, extended family, and then their young babies. And here in elephant country, there are a ton of baobab trees. The elephants can easily pierce them open with their tusks and just drink the water right out of them. And often we do see the elephants flapping their ears when it's hot out. This is because their ears are full of large blood vessels. And what would a Disney safari be without some Disney ducks that like to hang out here with the greater flamingos? And if you notice some little fluffy gray flamingos, they were born about a month ago. They're getting pretty big though every day. I feel like they're just bigger and bigger. Still super cute though. And they are born gray like that. They don't start to turn pink until about a year of their life after they've eaten enough of their diet of brine shrimp. With the flamingos and then the elephants in the background as well. Although they can run really fast at about 60 to 70 miles an hour, they can't maintain those speeds for very long. And they're also not the strongest of the big cats. Being up high like that gives them a vantage point over their prey, and I can see the top of the lion's head there on the left. It's probably on the other side. We'll get a nice good look as we go around here. Yeah, there's 3 lions there. The one that's kind of by itself up there, that is the male, and we know that because it has a fluffy mane around its head. The other 2 here are females. A group of lions together is called a pride, and pride in the day, it's 6 times better at night. they can easily see their prey, and then being on top of those nice, long, safe, happy lives, and future generations get to see them in person, just like they were able to today. I always think of those Bonds and their incredible story.